Miss Barbara Jones, what can help postnasal drip? Two things. One, or a non-sedating antihistamine such as Allegra, Claritin, Xyzal, or Zyrtec. All of them non-sedating. All of them one pill, one time per day. Everybody has one that's their favorite, and they all work in everybody. So, and amazingly enough, most of these are available in generic form at the store where everything's $1, and it is not a change in formulation. It is just a generic formulation, and you can get uh, um, you know um, 10 tablets for $1 in one of these stores, because these pills can be expensive. They can cost you $30 or $40 at a traditional pharmacy, but at the store where everything is $1, you can get them for $1. And I buy them by the basket full, because everybody in my home has allergies problems and allergy symptoms and eczema and those sorts of things. And so I just keep everybody on the antihistamines to keep them their symptoms controlled. Now, also, Dr. Kaya has found that the nasal sprays such as Flonase and Nasacort are very effective in postnasal drip, particularly if you wake up congested in the morning. I recommend using them at night, because they are recommended for once a day dosing. But if you have bad symptoms, you can do twice a day dosing, in the morning and in the evening. So roughly, like, say 7 a.m., 7 p.m. And they are remarkable at blunting your allergy symptoms. But again, oftentimes it's not pollen, it's not dust that a person is allergic to. Those are the most common things, but it could be something that you're eating. And that's why I recommend, when I do the blood allergy testing, I test for food and environment. There are indoor allergens, and that includes cats and dogs and mice and horses. Horses not inside. I have no idea why, but they are on the indoor allergy panel. And then outdoors, virtually every grass, tree, and pollen that you would be exposed to. Some of them are some of the testings are modified for the region of the country that you live in, because it doesn't make sense to get tested for palm trees if you don't live in an area where there are palm trees. But there are some modifications in the allergy profile panels, and so again, very important that you get yourself checked for that. But the nasal sprays are very effective. Dr. Kaya suffers from postnasal drip, and when my symptoms are bad, I will take the non-sedating antihistamine. My favorite, I'd like to use Xyzal or Allegra. Zyrtec is very good as well. It was my first choice, but in some people, Zyrtec makes you sleepy. The Xyzal is an isolated version of the left hand molecule of the Zyrtec, and so it's twice as potent, so it's half the strength. The Zyrtec tablets are 10 milligrams. The Xyzal tablets are only 5 milligrams, and that portion, the left-handed portion, does not make you sleepy. So you can take the Xyzal, the Zyrtec if it doesn't make you sleepy, the Allegra, and then use the nasal spray too. Once my symptoms are under control and I'm not in an acute phase, I will default to one or the other, kind of depending upon what kind of mood I'm in. If I'm in the mood to take a pill, I take a pill. And if I'm in the mood to use the nasal spray, I use the nasal spray. But sometimes I do a hybrid. I take the pill in the morning when I brush my teeth. I take the pill, and then at night before I go to bed, if I want to sleep well and not snore too loudly, then I use the nasal spray, and that helps tremendously. So great question, Barbara. So remember, get your non-sedating antihistamine and use your nasal spray. All of these things are now over the counter. That will be Flonase or Nasacort. There are generic versions available of each, and you can get some really good deals for larger quantities at your big box stores like Walmart's, Sam's, and Costco's, and BJ's. They all have pharmacies. You don't have to be a member to buy medications there, so you don't even have to spend the $25, $35 for membership. You can just go in there and get your medications, including your full prescription drugs. These are places where they don't use their drugs for profit. They know if you walk in there to save $5 on your nasal spray, you're going to spend 500 on your flat screen television. So they don't have to make the money on that product. They make it on the traditional things that they sell, and the pharmaceutical products are some of the best prices that you can get, no matter what drug you're getting.